everybody, how are you all doing today? Welcome to Mama's Kitchen. Guys, today I'm going to show you this video of my Ugba and Okra soup. This soup is one of those soups you make just for licking. You don't want to eat it with eba. You make it very thick and you eat it, with your spoon, fork, whatever. When you don't feel like any swallow, but you feel like getting some vegetables into your system. So I'm going to show you how I do this. If you're ready to learn how to do this, please come into this kitchen and let's make it happen. Come on guys, let's go. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you how I make my Ugba and Okra soup. But before then, I'm going to show you all the ingredients we need. We're going to be using some okra, some Ugba seeds, some dawa seeds. We're going to use some Maggi cube or Knorr cube. We're going to use some palm oil. You're going to be needing some salt. You're going to need to use some ground crayfish. We're going to use some habanero pepper. We're going to be using some onions. And then we're going to be using some smoked fish for today. So what I did here was I poured some water in the pot and I blended my pepper and onions and I poured it in the water with the washed dry fish. And I'm going to allow this to boil for a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes. You just want it to boil together, that's all you need. And then of course I have added some palm oil. I always put my palm oil from the beginning. And then here I'm adding my ground crayfish after the water must have boiled for about 5 minutes. That's when you put your ground crayfish. I like to put my palm oil at the beginning because you want the palm oil to cook. You don't want to put it at the middle of the food and then you start having the taste of it in the soup. So add it from the beginning, let it boil and get incorporated into the soup, and that way you will get a better soup taste when you're done. So add all that and let it boil. Let it cook for at least up to 10 minutes because with soup, I just want it to cook well. So let it cook for about 10 minutes, and then once that is done, you open your pot again, and now I'm going to be adding the Ugba. When my Ugba is not really soft, I add it at the beginning because this is a very hard Ugba. It's not really soft or fermented. So I add it now because I want it to be cooked a little bit. But if the Ugba is very soft, you may want to add it after the okra. But because I have the hard Ugba today, I'm adding it at the beginning of the soup and I'm letting it cook with the ingredients, so that the Ugba itself can get softened a little bit, because this is not fermented, it's just the fresh one. So you add everything, you let it cook for a while again. When you add your ingredients for your soup, always give them time to cook together. Don't just add everything at the same time. Give them space so you can add one after the other. Once all this is done, I'm adding my okra. Guys, I'm adding my okra. The okra I did not blend it and I did not chop it. I just sliced it into tiny ring. Just ringed it up. That's the texture you want for this soup. You don't want it blended or over chopped. You want to still get some chunk out of it. So I added my okra at this time. And as from now on, I'm not going to cover the pot all the way anymore, because when you are cooking okra and you want the okra to retain its sliminess, what you do is you don't cover it at all, or you cover it a little bit. But for this soup, I'm just going to cover it, leaving some air out. You don't want it to be covered and then you lose the drawness. So I'm mixing everything together, mix everything together. Taste for salt and seasoning. I'm sorry I didn't show you that part, but I added seasoning, the Maggi cube and everything. If you still need more, you add more. If not, you just leave the pot the way it is. I didn't cover it all the way. After 10 minutes, I'm checking on it again. And this time around, guys, this soup is ready. You don't need to cook it for more than this. It's ready at this point. All you do is you mix it in again. Try to make sure everything is good and well. And as you can see, that soup is not too tight, it's not too watery. After turning, you turn off the stove and you leave the pot covered or slightly covered, just like this. And then you serve. Like I told you in the beginning, this is ofe lacha. You just make this and you eat it with a spoon or fork. And you can also eat it with fufu. But this one I just made it for eating. I just felt like eating the soup that day and I made it. So this is how I make my okra soup and Ugba soup. Thank you so much, guys, for watching me every time. I truly appreciate you. Don't forget that. I truly do. Thank you so much for everything. Until next time, it is ciao ciao, bon appetit, and see you later.